Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? This is SEO0320 representing JVS. So I have never done anything like this. I thought this would be really fun. This is not a full season review. The reality is that I'm going to be talking about episodes 1 through 6 in an overview format. What I mean by that is I'm not going to leave any area of spoilers. I'm not going to leave any kind of area of like surprises, but I will tell you the things that I thought were very intriguing. And I will be releasing the first two reviews for season 2 tonight. So around 12:15, those should be up and available. I'm debating whether or not to release out some more episode reviews. I might do that, but let's just go ahead and just break this down. So the first season of Iron Fist season 1, I kind of was like on the fence about what I really thought about it. Like, what was the real thing that kind of was like, man, this did not work. This did not, intrigue me. It just didn't feel like it was flushed out well. One of the things that I knew for a fact was Finn Jones had a limited amount of time to be able to actually train and be ready for the role, as well as it was like it wasn't intriguing enough. Like the story itself had great characters like Ward, characters like Colleen. I mean, even Danny in his own right, but it was like they just weren't utilized well. Well, I can tell you that just like Luke Cage season 2, Iron Fist season 2 is definitely a step up in the right direction, if I can't say anything more, because from the very beginning, it starts off in an action sequence. One of the persons I believe is a stunt coordinator. I'm gonna make sure I get his name correctly. I know it's Clayton, but I don't remember his last name. I believe it is Clayton Barber. Clayton Barber, he made like a presentation video. You can go to Netflix and check it out. And basically one of the things he wanted to do is everybody that would do an action scene, he wanted them to be able to do it flushed out themselves. He wanted them to be able to authentically seem like they're flowing through naturally. At this point, Finn Jones has done Iron Fist season 1, he's done Defenders, and now he's on season 2. He's in raw form. Like, he does such a great job with all of his action scenes that they feel believable, as well as they actually choreographed and telegraphed well. And so that was one of the things at the very first episode. You see this really interesting fight in the street that I think they showed it in the previews, where he's kind of got the little math guard and he's just going up against these guys. And I'm like, wow, this is actually filmed well. This actually seems like it's really dynamic. It's like he's going at it. And I was kind of surprised because I was like, this is what I wanted from season 1. And then you got a lot of interesting other surprises where you go into what is the situation with Davos? Why is Davos back? A lot of people don't know that Davos in the comics, he also goes by a different name that I'm not going to allude to here, nor did I actually get that name brought to my attention in the season episodes that I actually did watch. But Sasha does such a great job as Davos, that he is menacing. He has this fire about him and elegance. And at the same exact time, like there's something as a switch that's off, you know what I'm saying? And like, I want to say by around episode 5, you really get to see the growth in his physicality from the first season to this one. Like there's things that he can do that's just like, I'm like, man, Danny, you won't cross those lines that Davos will be willing to cross. And I think one of the most interesting things about this is that Davos' story gets flushed out within the first 4 episodes that I think that makes him a compelling villain as well as a sympathetic villain. Like, I mean, I think they did a really good job with Bushmaster and making him menacing and dangerous, but yet at the same exact time, they connected the dots and make you feel sympathy for him. Make you feel like, man, that's how he got to this kind of state. And I don't want to reveal how, but it's very well put into your face. But then one of the things that the first season I thought that had great actors in it, my man Tom Pelfrey, that plays the role of Ward has grown and Joy has grown. Both of the characters, Joy and Ward, have grown. I want to say around the first and second episode, you realize that Ward's in a place where he's kind of going through his rehabilitation stage, where he's trying to make sure that he doesn't pitfall again, but at the same time, he's not dealing with the underlying issues. And the underlying issues are connected to Joy. The end of the first season of Iron Fist, you know for a fact that Joy had a lot of animosity and hurt and anger, and that gets, like, between her and Davos, those are just like a rotating door. that it just spills out onto everybody else because there's so much unresolved anger, inadequacy complexes, and just vengeance and malice in their hearts that you kind of just see. And I think the actors do a really good job with it. I think the character Joy is fleshed out really well. Like, they're taking her character in an interesting dimension, and I think they do a really good job with it. But as well as Ward, like, I like him as a character more in this season than I did the first season. What else can I say? Colleen, I think you did see in the trailer that, I don't know, I don't want to spoil it. Colleen and another character have great moments. All I can say is Daughters of the Freaking Dragon. That's it. I can't say nothing more than that, but the chemistry is there. The niche is there. Colleen, at first, in the first 2 episodes, I kind of was just kind of worried it would be like really dried out. Like, oh, well, you know, I did this. I was wronged. I was lied to. Now I'm just kind of like in reserve mode. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to, like, Danny, no, you shouldn't do this. I'm like, yo, you a fighter, yo. Like, it's just like kind of like when in Walking Dead, I want to say like season 4 or 5, when Michonne was kind of like put her sword up and was like, I can't do this anymore. And then later on, she kind of went back into it. It's kind of like that, but they go through it a little bit more quicker than that because there's an interesting story that Colleen's character goes through that's connected to her past, as well as platforming her into the person that she needs to be in connection to this other person that is in other shows that makes an appearance and does so much. It was a delight to see, specifically episode 6, episode 5, episode 4. Those moments were actually captured very well, and I actually really enjoyed them. But I know you want to know about Danny and Davos, because one of the things in the trailers that I've been waiting to talk about is their fight scenes together. There's one scene that takes place in the past, and it's choreographed so well that I was like, yo, y'all missed the opportunity of putting this in the first season, because the fight is so fluid, so gripping, so raw. There's emotion that's bleeding all off of it, but at the same time, Finn Jones and Sasha are actually acting them very well, not just like going at you kind of thing. Like, there's real emotion behind it. Like, matter of fact, every time they actually go and face each other, whether it's conversation, whether it's fighting, like it's this bond that they have that is just untempered because of an action that took place long ago. And they get to show you, I want to say in, what episode is it? Episode, ooh, boy, I want to say episode 5. Episode 5 or episode 4, I think it might be episode 4, where you actually get to see what really happened, what really went down. And they're going to definitely move forward with that. But I want to say my favorite episode would definitely be episode, man, I want to say 4, because in 4, something happens with the character I have yet to talk about, and I can't say much about the character, but Alicia, I'm sorry, not Alicia, but Alice Eve plays a role of a character named Mary Walker. If you are a Marvel head, you know who Mary Walker is. And yo, Alice knocks it out the park. Man, matter of fact, I was talking to Joe about it, because when you first see Mary Walker, you're like, oh, she's sweet, this or that. And then you realize you start peeling back layers, and you're like, wait, what is wrong? and like, I'm telling you, Alice does her freaking job. Like, there's been a few villains this year that have kind of like, you know, like kind of had this kind of mentality. It's like, this is where I am. This is where I am. Like, the thing is that Mary Walker isn't a villain. Like, she's just a character in herself that's just intriguingly interesting. And that normally doesn't happen. It's always like a villain, or it's always like this hero that's got this kind of weird complex. Like, Mary Walker is just her own thing. And it's like, the way they utilize her is great. Like, it's acted well, it's done well, and it's kind of just like, by the end of I want to say like 6th episode, you're kind of gonna be like, oh, I don't know what to do about this situation. I don't know what to do with this character, you know. But she's acting it perfectly, in my personal opinion. I think that Alice and Tom are definitely the best actors on this show. And maybe I want to say Tom might be one of the best actors in all of the Netflix series, because I think that the character Ward, there's so many different dimensions behind him, but I feel like the actor, he's got so much range with his eyes and his emotions and vigor. But that's enough talking about the actual actors. Let's talk about the actual episodes, the pacing, the cinematography. Cinematography is actually done really well. I think that they actually do a really good job with the elegance of the compositions. Scores is actually really well done. I think that the pacing is not really that bad. I think that, matter of fact, going and trying to go through like episode, I think it's a really good build, and there's enough interesting story arcs that are not unnecessary, but they're all interconnected in some way, shape, or form. Some things that happened with Colleen in the very beginning 2 episodes don't really get addressed in kind of like the middle, but it's just not necessary. And I think if you try to force too much, then that kind of alleviates the pacing. And so I think the pacing's actually done really well in this one. What else? As far as the cinematography, I think the cinematography for the fights are very well done. I think that they actually are some of the better ones, because normally, I can't really see the fights. I can't really see how these actually play out. And I think that now that you got the actors that know what they're doing, that are actually trained, that have been kind of they have something to really prove, I think it works and meets your needs. But then the last thing you want to kind of know, without giving a letter grade, is, what do I think about what I've seen so far? I've only seen 6 episodes. There are a total of 10 episodes, so I still have 4 episodes left. But if I had to say anything so far, Iron Fist season 2 is a success, man. It's actually really good. Is it great? I'm not gonna say that yet. Could it be? It really depends. But I will say that it's very good. I really like it. I'm having fun with it. Danny is still Danny, but he's not annoying, pestering Danny. He is the Danny from episode 10 of Luke Cage season 2. He is Danny of Defenders. So you get to have more interesting moments with him and fun moments, and at the same exact time, to his core, Danny is dealing with trauma. Danny's dealing with responsibility. Danny's dealing with weight of a war impending upon the city that now no longer has their protector in Daredevil. That's something that was addressed in Defenders season 1. So again, I'll say that Iron Fist season 2 is very good. I am really enjoying it. I think it's very fun. It's really interesting how fun it actually is. And I didn't think that they would be able to capitalize off of that. So I would implore you guys to give it a chance, at least get through 4 episodes, see what you kind of feel about it. And let me know in the comments below if you're excited for it. If you're not excited for it, that's fine. Definitely leave a like, and I will go to the chat right now just to see what they think about the reviews that I already have, whether or not I should just drop all of them. So right now, shout out to Blackwing 2040. He's our official moderator. I don't know if you guys know that, but for years, Blackwing, he is a good dude, man. And so I definitely trust him to be our official moderator, probably forever, for the long longevity of JVS. Doesn't seem to air on Friday. Yes, it does. We were able to actually get a chance to see it early. Noon, Blackwing, keep this live up so you can come back and watch it. Yeah, I'll definitely keep this up. Definitely, please, you guys leave a like. But the question is for the chat, and please make sure you answer. Do you think I should release all of my reviews for the first 6 episodes right now or not? Because in 1 minute, the first 2 episode reviews will be released out to the general public for everybody. Please let me know in the chat. If you guys don't answer, I'll kind of just wait for the comments to kind of fall out. If the comments say unanimous hashtag release all 6, or their hashtag wait until Friday, I'll wait until Friday to release all of them. So just let me know in the chat right now. I'm kind of looking at you guys right now. What was the question for Adam? This isn't about Iron Fist, but I'm wondering if Teen Wolf Reaction is coming soon. Possibly. I'm not really sure. I've never even thought to actually do that. I'm not sure. But anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review. I've had a great time actually checking out the episodes. And yeah, I don't have anything more to say. But please let me know in the comments, hashtag release all 6 or hashtag wait until Friday. Either way, all the reviews are going to be released out on Friday. And for a special for you guys that are on Patreon supporters, I love you guys. Reactions to every single episode of Iron Fist Season 2 are going to be exclusively pushed to Patreon. If you want to know more about Patreon, you can definitely go to the description bar below. The only thing you have to actually be is a $1 tier, which is $1. Patreon is basically saying you're committing to $1 each month to be able to actually check out all the exclusive reactions. But it's not just for Iron Fist; it's for any reaction for any show, every television series or movie. So I'll talk to you guys later on. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed night, blessed evening, blessed day. Go check out Iron Fist. I think you might like it. I never thought I would say that, but I think you might like it. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you to Finn Jones. Thank you to every part of the different creative team that's rejuvenated this series into making it what it actually is. For me, to tell you guys, honestly, I'm actually really enjoying it, and I think you will too.